unless you are a direct short-term momentum scalper, you have to learn how to sit through pullbacks and not be fixated on what that unrealized P&L number is doing.
Yeah. Or else you're trading
your P&L, your emotions. Yeah. A tale as old as time. For a long time, I wondered if I could ever control my risk as a trader. I just had a really, really hard time getting consistent with that. I don't struggle with it now, but man, I used to.
With what?
Tilts, blowing up, putting on max risk just because I'm trying to make back P&L for the day. Just total animal.
You just get tired of losing, of going through the pain of your mistakes,
or even how you're framing that, right? People and myself in the past saw losing trades as like an attack on me, right? An attack on my self-worth, right? All of those things, which is what triggers up all that nasty stuff. If you rewire the belief systems about what trading is, about the inherent randomness in markets that you'll never be able to avoid, all those things, that is what frees you up and allows you to not become perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. But no, that's the point, Dallas, is that losing should not burn emotionally. That's the entire point. It's why you hear people take like packs, all the pain and everything that they've experienced over their careers, and they come up with all these ways of rephrasing things and talking to themselves. He gets adamant and refuses to even allow people around him to call losses, losing money in trading, losing, because he has so strongly ingrained in himself this concept that losing is not bad. Therefore, he calls it, I take expenses. It's part of my running my business. I take expenses, right?
Yeah.
This is what traders do who've survived long enough to rewire their belief systems, right? You have to do that. Mark Douglas was the first person I ever read about who says in order to be a successful trader, first you have to change the way you think about these things.
And if you don't go through that process, guys, you won't be able to trade the size that you need to in order to be able to extract a certain amount for income, for life, etc.
Yeah.
By dealing with these emotions now at the dollar level, you need to go through that. You should be wanting to experience that at this level, or else you won't be able to get through significant dollar losses, which can only be, a certain percentage of the account. But if you don't control those or find a way to familiarize yourself with those emotions now, then you won't be able to trade, or you won't be able to grow the account to a point where you can, risking 1%, let's say you went from $200 to now $10,000, you won't be able to get to that.
Yeah. That, and starting at the low levels, thinking of trading in terms of units of risk and those type of things instead of dollar amounts, that makes it much mentally easier to scale up, because now all of a sudden you're not so focused on, bigger dollar amounts. That's different. I'm scared of that. No, 1R, 2R, focused on those kind of things. And you know your how many R per day that you have in terms of available risk, and oh, nice, that was a 3.6R winner, that type of thing. The game can become the same as you scale up. If you make it all about dollars, all of a sudden the dollars change and you pucker up a bit.
I went through a drawdown once. It was only 10%, but it was a significant six-figure drawdown.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had not gone through the process of learning how to go through those emotions with a much, much, much smaller account, then, that was
quite a lot of apps under that pressure. Yeah.
And it took me 4 months to recover that, but I just had to really commit and focus.
And I always love to say that, my friends, is where true confidence in trading comes from. True confidence in trading comes from more so the valleys rather than the peaks.
Yeah.
Because if you know you can handle the worst that you might throw at yourself, that the market might throw at you, if you know you can handle the worst, that frees you up to just be at your best and let go, in a sense. And there's so many benefits to that mentally.
Yeah, you know what you're capable of. You start to execute better. It makes you become that trader that you want to be.
Question about R. Does it have to be exact fixed risk to measure it properly, or can you just base it on the risk you took for that trade? No, that's not a stupid question. It's a question that comes up all the time, right? I'm going to use extreme examples to help frame this. If you took a trade and you risked $100 on it on trade 1 and you made $200, you'd say, okay, I risked 1R and I made 2R, right? If 10 minutes later you take a second trade and you risk $1,000 and you lost 1,000, right? So minus 1R, you would say, well, I took 2 trades today. I made 2R on the first trade and I lost only 1R on the second trade. Well, we all know that's, how do we describe that? It's wrong, it's weird, it's not accurate, it's deceiving, right? It's odd. And not only that, but we're going down into theoretical land here, but I feel very passionately about this. As short-term technical traders, you have no freaking clue which of the next trades are probably going to be winners, which are probably going to be losers. You just don't. Track it for a while. Prove it to yourself if you do or if you don't. Why would we want to 10x our risk on one trade just because of some conviction levels or something? It's not. So R, in my opinion, does equal dollars, Aramis. That's kind of my point. An R value should be connected to dollars so that we can keep it consistent. And so when we talk about I made 3R today, it's meaningful, it's a real thing. When you don't open up randomness in terms of varying that risk trade after trade. There's a lot of reasons for it. I feel like I didn't do my best job there of describing it, but it's a big deal. To me, it's just the most common example of traders needing help, which is they don't have an ironed out process, right? And that's okay. We all have to start somewhere, but that should be the #1 priority, is getting clarity around idea generation, entry, execution, timing, and tactics, your risk plan, which includes sizing and different philosophies on that as we've gone through, and your trade management scheme. Your #1 goal as a newer trader, as a trader who's trying to start to tap into a level of consistency, should be around honing in your craft, your edge, your process, and iterating on it and being consistent with pieces of it so that you can begin to measure it. If you're not consistent with any parts of your approach, you can't really measure anything because you're not doing something repeatable. That's how you must, I believe, begin as a trader. You can earn the right over time to layer in more discretion, but you really do have to earn that right.